Navigating the maze of human personalities can be tricky, often. People with challenging personalities aren't even aware of their own behaviors. We've all come across them. Those people who can turn even the simplest interaction into a challenge. The thing is, these individuals often don't even realize they're doing it. The behaviors they display are often subtle, but with a keen eye, you can spot them. Let's dive into 9 such behaviors that people with difficult personalities often exhibit, without even knowing it. 1. They love control. We've all encountered them. The individuals who have to dictate every situation, every conversation, every meeting. Interestingly, control freaks often don't realize they're doing it. For them, it's a way of keeping things in order, of ensuring that everything goes according to plan. It's not necessarily about power, but more about stability and predictability. But in reality, this constant need for control can be suffocating for those around them. It discourages input from others and can lead to a very one-sided interaction. So if you find someone always taking the reins and insisting on their way without considering alternatives, you might just be dealing with a difficult personality, and the irony is that they may not even be aware of it. 2. They struggle with empathy. I recall an encounter I had with a colleague a while back. We were working on a group project and the team member was going through a rough patch personally. This colleague, let's call him Jack, didn't seem to understand why this team member couldn't just get on with it. Jack couldn't put himself in the other person's shoes, and it was as if he lacked the ability to comprehend someone else's emotional state. Struggling with empathy is another behavior often displayed by people with difficult personalities. They may not understand or share the feelings of others, making social interactions challenging and sometimes hurtful. Ironically, most times, they don't even realize they're lacking in this area. They're not necessarily cold-hearted. They just struggle with understanding emotions that they're not personally experiencing. 3. They're frequently negative. Did you know the human brain is more likely to remember negative experiences than positive ones? This is because our ancestors needed to remember dangerous situations in order to survive. People with difficult personalities often take this to another level. They see the glass as half empty rather than half full, and are quick to point out problems or obstacles. They may focus on negatives, even when positives outweigh them. This constant negativity can be draining for those around them, and create a challenging environment. And the kicker, they might not even realize they're doing it. It's just their default way of viewing the world. 4. They avoid responsibility. Another common behavior displayed by individuals with difficult personalities is the tendency to shirk responsibility. They are often the first to point fingers and blame others when things go wrong, rather than owning up to their mistakes. This avoidance of responsibility can be frustrating for those around them, as it creates an environment where accountability is lacking. It can also hinder growth and progress, as learning from our mistakes is a vital part of improvement. Interestingly, these individuals may not even realize they're doing this. They may genuinely believe that they're never at fault, which can make handling such situations even more challenging. 5. They're resistant to change. Change can be scary. It's a leap into the unknown and requires us to step out of our comfort zones. However, while most people can adapt to change with time, those with difficult personalities often display a heightened resistance. Whether it's a new work process, a shift in social dynamics, or adopting a different routine. They'll often dig their heels in and resist. This rigidity can cause tension in relationships and stunt personal and professional growth. Bizarrely, they may not even be aware of their resistance. They might just view it as a preference for tradition or routine, unaware of how their reluctance to adapt can affect those around them. That's all 5 tips for today. See you again in the video will come. Thank you for watching, and don't forget this channel subscribe.